What's more important is the process of identifying things, and paying attention to the things that happen in life, and then having to articulate it, to put it into words so that you're able to think critically about those important moments. Something I've done all my life is to journal, and I use the word journal loosely, in that I've kind of created my own way of keeping track of important thoughts, and have found it remarkably useful. It's something that has become an important part of my life, and I recommend it highly. I think everyone should journal, but in doing so and finding a way that works for them. So let's talk a little bit about journaling. I'll share what I've learned over the years, why I think it's helpful. First of all, what is a journal? I think a lot of people think of it as a diary, just sort of a recorded record of things in your life. And I suppose that's one application. That's not really how I've used it. And I don't use it necessarily as an organizer or to-do list. I think a lot of journals kind of come with organization and tasks and goals as a part of it, which is a good thing to incorporate into your life. But that's not the way I've used a journal. I've used a journal to document, I guess, important moments, things that I wanted to remember and to deconstruct. I've used it in a way that was designed more for personal development and self-help. And the record of what happens is not necessarily the most important part of it. What's more important is the process of identifying things, and paying attention to the things that happen in life, and then having to articulate it, to put it into words so that you're able to think critically about those important moments. The first topic I'd want to talk about is simply self-awareness and the importance of journaling as it relates to heightening self-awareness, to being much more cognizant of observing yourself, observing the things you say, the things you do, so that you're paying attention to who you are, to the things that you do, so that you're able to think critically about it, that you're able to modify behavior, that you're able to learn from experiences. I think too many people go through life just kind of moving through and not looking back, not taking those moments that are worth paying attention to and drawing some value from them. And that's unfortunate, because not all moments are created equal. Hanging out watching Netflix is fun, but that little comment your boss made in the meeting, which happened really quickly, might mean something that you should be paying attention to and spend an hour thinking critically about. An invaluable process to write in a book and force myself to take a moment and formulate it into something. I think when you're just moving through and you're not paying attention, you're not self-aware enough to know that comment that your boss made has meaning. It just confuses you, and you conclude that was weird. Well, weird isn't weird. Weird means you don't understand. And when your boss says something that's kind of weird, you can just kind of throw up your hands and say, well, I don't understand, by labeling it weird. But that's not helping you. There was a moment there when someone gave you a piece of information. Maybe she said something to the effect of, okay, I need you to focus on this one. And that was weird. Well, you're missing an opportunity. Whenever you're thinking that something is weird, that's you deciding you don't understand it, and you're just letting go of the idea. That could be a mistake. When there are important people telling you things, giving you information, where you're having moments that are going sideways that feel weird, don't conclude weird. Critical thinking is something that we're going to have a lot of conversation about. It's such an important skill, and unless it's exercised, unless you apply critical thinking to yourself, to your actions and your words, you're not going to develop the skill. You're just going to move through life and kind of conclude things have no meaning when they do.
So many people live life like a chess piece on the board, seeing only what they can see from their frame of reference and what moves are available to them. Critical thinking allows people to step back, rather to be the player, to see all the pieces, to see all the possible moves, and be able to plan strategically in ways that better serves your life and your goals.
Now, one of the advantages today is all the tech that's available. I use a product called Evernote, which is so convenient. It's a free product. You can get it on your phone. You can get it two places for free. So I have it on my phone and I have it on my desktop, and that's convenient for me. And you just create entries. You just jot stuff down, or on the phone you can use the voice to text. So I mean, I can just sit on my phone and dictate something. With the technology, you can search on a keyword or a tag, and you can get whatever you need quick. So when you want to go find references to a particular topic, it's pretty accessible. You need to count on the fact that people are going to snoop, and you want to know that no one's ever going to get in here, so that you can put down what you're really thinking, what you're thinking about your friends, a partner, people at work. You need to be able to be completely honest, even if you're wrong, especially if you're wrong about what you're thinking about things. So knowing that you're safe from this information getting out is really important. So you want a password on there. And in fact, I wouldn't, well, this sounds odd, but I wouldn't tell people that I journaled. It's only going to make people curious about what you're saying. And some people like to snoop. I think one of the problems that I had when trying to journal and improve my journaling from, this simple, entertaining, and enlightening thing that I did, thinking that others knew it, more and better, and I could learn from them, is I would find, for me, they often require just too much discipline. They became more about organization and tasks and goals and milestones, and I found that to be, one, less fun, more of a distraction from where I get most of my value, which is in the critical analysis of the moments in my life where I just sit and think about that thing that happened, that exchange, the conversation. They happen during life. By journaling, by keeping notes as you go, you're going to find you're more aware of those moments. You're going to be watchful for them. I find it really interesting now that I have a heightened level of awareness of the importance of some moments in my life, because most moments don't mean that much, but some moments mean a lot, and they go quickly. And developing that awareness where you're paying attention for those moments is important. I would try to get in the habit of journaling every day or two. You don't want to make this a burden, but you want to make it a habit. I think it really becomes valuable when you get used to it, when you look for those opportunities to capture those moments, the moments that are confusing or perplexing. All too often there are things that we don't understand, we don't process enough, we just conclude it was weird or odd and we let it go. You're also going to build a body of knowledge that's going to help you make better decisions, take better action. You're just going to have a better understanding, a better situational awareness of your own life and what's going on around you. My boundaries have seriously firmed up since I've started journaling and keeping track of the habits and patterns that I just have that have gone unnoticed largely in my life. And by going through the process of documenting it, I can just see I do this thing, and now I can act on it. One way to get started journaling is to, at the end of the day, just relax and decide if you're tired, if it's a good tired or a bad tired, and why. Are you going to bed proud of yourself, feeling good, like today was a good day? I want more like this. And if so, why? What was good about it? What did you do that made you feel this way? And what more like that can you do? Or if it's a bad day, why? And how can you avoid that, next time around, tomorrow? Now, of course, one of the obvious applications for a journal is to write down your brilliant ideas. Years ago, I had, a cell phone, which was the size of a brick, and a computer. And I had the idea of combining those two to make a phone that was smart. But I didn't write it down. I forgot about, it's the kind of thing you wake up in the middle of the night and you're thinking, hey, yeah, but I didn't write it down, and bummer. So I recommend, when you have moments of brilliance, that you capture them. Gift giving holidays came around, and then I'm trying to figure out, well, I don't know what to get people, because that's just not how I think. I don't really think in terms of gifts, and I never paid much attention to it. But you can, and you have a place now that you can keep it, that you keep with you all the time. So when somebody walks by and sees something that they like and they tell you about it, wait a few minutes and then look like you're texting a friend, when in fact you're writing gift idea, the name, where you were, so that when time comes around to buy that person a gift, you've got ideas. And second, if you're in a relationship with a woman, ask for sizes and keep them in your journal. Men is easy. 32, 33. That's how far it goes around and how far to the ground in inches. It's a sensible system. For women, it's a completely different thing. They've got numbers like 4. For what? This whole channel, in fact, is based on my journal. I've been paying attention and taking notes on my life. And there's a whole lot of stuff that I have in those notes that I wish I knew a long time ago. So now I'm going to start going through the journal and pull out the bits of wisdom that I think are buried in there. The things that I wished I knew years ago, and maybe can shorten your learning curve, give you guys some ideas that perhaps you're 10 years away from discovering for yourself. I would have appreciated that myself, but the internet hadn't been invented, So stick around. I think there's some good stuff here that you'll value.